stream of the webinar. The webinar for your YouTube live.
Let's start then.
Ma'am, just give us 1 second.
Engineer Nidhi, can we start the session?
Yeah, we are live now on YouTube.
Let's start then.
Ma'am, just 1 second.
Engineer Nidhi, can we start the session?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we are live.
Okay, we'll be starting now. A very pleasant good afternoon to one and all, honorable delegates, respected faculty members, and all dear students. Today we, the Department of Civil Engineering and Department of Computer Science and Engineering, are here to welcome you all to this webinar on being future ready in a post-COVID career scenario under the flagship of Mission Rozgar Yojana on initiative by state government. To grace this occasion, we have with us two very eminent personalities, Honorable Guest Speaker, Dr. Amrita Das, Founder Director of Institute of Career Studies, also the Chairperson and Managing Director of ICS Education Limited, and Honorable Director, Counselling and Guidance Cell, Dr. Madhurima Pradhan, Head of Department of Psychology, University of Lucknow. The esteemed Counselling and Guidance Cell was inaugurated on 20th October 2020 as a distinct unit devoted to career guidance and psychological support to students to develop their full potential. This was in accordance with the vision to accelerate the transition from old education policy to new education policy 2020. As a part of this transition, we would like to celebrate this initiative under the guidance of Dr. Madhurima Pradhan Ma'am, Director, Counselling and Guidance Cell, University of Lucknow. She has been an eminent support to students in such tough times by carrying out various initiatives to cater to their needs who were otherwise unable to share their griefs and problems regarding different educational needs. To reaffirm the favor with due respect, I would like to call upon Dr. Madhurima Pradhan Ma'am to enlighten us with her words of wisdom. We welcome you, ma'am, please.
Thank you, Engineer Nidhi. And first, I would like to congratulate Faculty of Engineering and Technology for organizing this webinar in collaboration with Counselling and Guidance Cell, and especially the coordinator, Professor Ram Saran Gupta ji, in charge Department of Civil Engineering, Faculty of Engineering and Technology, Engineer Gaurav Srivastava ji, in charge Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Engineer Chandrabhan Singh, the faculty coordinators, Engineer Nidhi Srivastava and Engineer Anshu Singh. As told by Nidhi, this is the newly formed cell of University of Lucknow with the vision of our Honorable Vice Chancellor to handhold the students in developing their not only their academic intelligence, but their emotional intelligence, their social intelligence, and their career skills. And this cell functions at two levels. First level is functions for psychotherapy and counseling services to promote mental health of the students. And secondly, for building the career guidance skills of the students. So we are very happy that we are holding these webinars from 16th of June from each and every department And these two areas have to be covered by the departments, one on the scheduled date and one on as per their convenience. So I'm very hopeful that this is the first webinar of from Counseling and Guidance Cell in the engineering faculty, and we have a very eminent speaker with us who is a illustrious alumni of University of Lucknow. Very warm welcome to Dr. Amrita Das ma'am, and she has been so kind to be with our students, and many times she has been there to interact with our students. And the topic chosen is also very much of the importance of their students, and she is very polite and very well connects with the students, and she tries to help the students to know their potential, to know how they can be successful in their careers. So she is the pioneer figure in the career guidance area in our India, and she represents India in various international platforms as well. And as we all know that this topic is related with building future ready in post-COVID career scenario. And we all know that career development is a process which an individual undergoes. And during this process, each one of us evolve. And this evolution and this career development depends on the career decisions that we make. And if we may have the guidance of a career counselor like Dr. Amrita Das, so I'm very confident that students will learn a lot from her and will get new skills to cope up with this post-COVID periods, and will have a insight about what points they should cover for achieving sustainable decisions which they have to take in this post-COVID period. So I'll not take much time, and I'll hand over the platform to the guest speaker of the day, Dr. Amrita Das ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Welcome.
Namaskar, good afternoon. Esteemed Professor Madhurima Pradhan, Professor Ramsaran Gupta, who are patrons of this wonderful initiative to reach out to students to make them future ready. Organizing team members, engineers Nidhi Srivastava, Gaurav Srivastava, Anshu Singh, Chandrabhanu Singh, student coordinators Anand, Anshuman, Ayushman, Pragati, Akanksha, heads of department, faculty members, very dear students. It's a huge honor and privilege for me to be here in your midst today, more so because I'm proud to be an alumna of the University of Lucknow. And this is the centenary year, so it couldn't be a bigger honor for me to be with you for this very, very special webinar organized so well under the leadership of the departments of engineering and the guidance cell. I congratulate you for reaching out to students in such a meaningful way. So thank you once again. And I'm going to talk about a very, very important theme, because this is going to future-proof your careers. आपके जो careers हैं, उनको future-proof करना बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि हम लोगों ने कोविड समय में देखा कि हमारी दुनिया बहुत ही वूका हो गई, volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous. We have been through a very, very catastrophic time. Tragedy has come very close to us. We have learned lessons of a lifetime in 2 years. At the same time, we have also found opportunity in adversity. And we have to now move ahead purposefully, keeping in mind all the fast-paced changes that are happening. So I would like to assure you that today the world is your stage and a universe of opportunities await you. There are infinite options. 2021 is your decade. ये आपका decade है. इस decade में आप यूनिवर्सिटी से पास होंगे, आपको पहली नौकरी मिलेगी, you'll get your first job, and a good foundation will be a fantastic launch pad for your future And building the good foundation and the infrastructure is an ongoing process. I hope that today's session will further strengthen it and give you wings to fly. So, what has happened is that very quickly we have entered the fourth industrial revolution, powered by artificial intelligence. There are quantum leaps in technology. So we find that there are smart homes, smartphones, smart drones, augmented reality, 3D printing, Internet of Things, and I would say Internet of everything, like Stephen Hawking said, biometrics, so much more. You know, the science fiction of yesterday is a reality today. जो हम लोग साइंस फिक्शन में पढ़ते थे, वो आज हम देख रहे हैं हमारे सामने बहुत ही तेजी से। अब ये एक रियलिटी बन रहा है, जैसे कि अभी हाल में एक फ्लाइंग कार लॉन्च हो गई और इंटरसिटी फ्लाइट्स उसके द्वारा शुरू हो गई हैं। अगले 5-6 सालों में यू विल सी दिस विल बी अ रेगुलर मोड ऑफ ट्रांसपोर्ट। And this requires people from many fields, from technology, from design, from physics, from chemistry, from mathematics, from humanities, from commerce. So what is happening today is a convergence of the physical world, the biological world, the digital world, along with interdisciplinary networks with the humanities, the social sciences. So it is important for all of us to be able to connect the dots, to be able to then heighten our power of imagination, to be thought leaders. We have to outsmart smart technologies. Another very, very interesting innovation which we see is the tricorder, which we saw in Star Trek. It scans the body in seconds and gives you a report. A smartwatch today will be able to regulate your blood pressure, your blood sugar, and even predict a heart attack and thus save you in good time. And we have holoportation. अब holoportation आप देखेंगे 1-2 साल में हम उसी का इस्तेमाल करेंगे, उपयोग करेंगे। इसमें क्या होगा, होलोपोर्टेशन के द्वारा हमारी लाइफ साइज इमेज आपके सामने आ जाएगी और लगेगा कि हम ही उसको बोल रहे हैं, मगर ये हमारा एक इमेज है। और इसमें हम जापानीज में भी बात कर पाएंगे, जर्मन में बात कर पाएंगे विदाउट नोइंग द लैंग्वेज। So much is happening. And when I talk about holoportation, it also brings in people who are great at language, great at translation. So there's interdisciplinarity today, and we have to keep this in mind. So as we move on, how do we actually bring out the best in us? At the Institute for Career Studies, we have designed a dynamic career global positioning system. That is the ICS methodology. Know yourself, inform yourself, plan for yourself. All knowledge starts with know yourself. Swayam ki jankari. We need to ask ourselves, who am I? Where am I? Where do I want to be? How do I get there? So we must fine tune the choices to our unique frequency of aptitudes, interests, talents, and aspirations. You'll be very happy to know that we have recently launched an app globally. It's for free download. This app will take you through this process. Very quickly, you will know which career fields are best for you. You can shortlist them. Then inform yourself about the latest trends, about courses, campuses, careers. Explore, experience, experiment. Information is power. The right information at the right time will get you to the right opportunity. So keep yourself updated. Our app has a wealth of information about each and every career, its post-COVID trends, specializations, quality is required, pathways. There are multiple pathways to your goal, just like in a global positioning system. Find the best route and where you can study, where jobs are available. There's a wealth of information. सही जानकारी सही समय पे आपके लिए बहुत ही फायदेमंद होगी. Plan for yourself. Focus on the right course at the right campus. If you're an undergraduate student, where do you want to do your post-graduation? Prepare for future jobs. Build up that deep knowledge. Build up employability skills. We'll be talking about you. So, how do we do this? How do we find that dream career? Everybody wants a dream career. Very simply, all you have to do is to think about what you're best at, what you're great at, the subjects you excel in, the co-curricular activities, the talents. That is your power. Your power, your strength is your God-given talents. Then what do you love to do? What do you enjoy? What you're passionate about? That's your superpower. So your superpower will drive your power. And at the intersection of two, there are lots of careers, unginit careers. So we find what would be best, fine tune it, and that will result in a rewarding career. What is a rewarding career? It is not just a career that gives you a lot of money. It has to be a career which also gives you fulfillment, happiness. It gives you meaning in life. So what we say is a rewarding career is one which gives you recognition, remuneration, purpose and meaning in life, fulfillment and happiness. Where your talents and the needs of the world converge, lie your opportunity for success, which means we have to be agile. We have to be able to change tracks very quickly without getting derailed. This is what COVID has taught us. COVID has taught us it is not the survival of fittest, it is the thrival of the fittest and the quickest. So we have to be healthy, and health is about physical and mental and spiritual wellness. Everybody today is seeking happiness. So what will make us happy? What will give us happiness? Let's understand it. They are happiness chemicals. And once we understand them, we will be able to acquire them in our daily lives. The first one is dopamine. It is called the reward chemical. And what happens is you generally find that when you achieve a goal, you feel so happy. Atmavishwas badhta hai. You're thrilled and it releases dopamine. Any success, any achievement is great. Also, it is associated with eating food, getting enough sleep, and having a bath. Some of the best ideas come when you're having a bath because research has shown you're relaxed and you're not full of tension, stress-free, ideas come in. So dopamine happens in these moments. Oxytocin, when you're meeting with friends and family and socializing, petting animals, helping others. So showing emotions. The Harvard study, which I request you to see on YouTube, the longest study ever, clearly established that those who are happy, successful, healthy are people who have long lives. And this is because they have nurturing and caring and loving relationships at home, with family, with friends, in society. So remember, oxytocin is very important, and a key aspect is a caring, loving, nurturing environment, which leads to longer life and it leads to your happiness, great health, and much more. Endorphin, when you exercise, when you laugh, when you listen to music, it releases endorphin. It's one that enhances your feeling of relaxation. It does away with stress. Serotonin, when you go into the sun, and this is so important for your health and happiness. At least 10 minutes in the sun to get vitamin D. Mindfulness and nature works. Mindfulness is about living each moment with purpose. Mindfulness is about being caring and helpful. So, being helpful to others, doing societal work, reaching out to the underprivileged gives you a happiness high. So, please keep this in mind. Practice these activities. You will find a greater element of success, happiness, fulfillment in your life. You will become an achiever on the wings of these happiness chemicals. Moving from here now, I want to share with you the power of now. All of us were asked in schools and colleges, what will you become after you finish your studies, after you graduate? That is now a thing of the past. The power of now is, students, that each one of you today can be that inventor, that entrepreneur, that writer, the teacher, the dancer, the musician. All of this can happen now because you've got technology to showcase your talent. You've got technology to reach out to the world out there. So, for example, students are starting very young, and there are hundreds of cases like Samira. At a very young age, she founded Coder Bunnies, and she's very much appreciated by Microsoft. Avantika Khanna, at the age of 17, is a young entrepreneur who developed an app for tourism, which is trending. It's trending because she's brought in stories around all the monuments that people visit through the app. The latest success story, and I challenge you for this, all of you can become bug bounty hunters. She did not go through a formal education of engineering or software. She acquired it online. She became a bug bounty hunter, found a bug in Microsoft, and she got 22 lakhs. Sarah Rose, age of 9, launched her first book, co-authored by Paru Anand, an eminent author. So what's stopping you from writing, from publishing? Anand Krishna started a school right here in Lucknow. He's a student of CMS now in grade 12, and he's a very popular teacher. His children in the school are doing brilliantly. He reaches out to the underprivileged. Samay Godeka is an inventor. He got 2.9 crores in a science project where he spoke about our circadian rhythm, our body rhythm. He made a presentation in San Francisco and stood first. Students, why I'm showing you this is that each one of you can leverage the power of now to harness all your talents in a way that you are able to be that star in your field. The journey starts now. Many of you are doing it. Keep up with it. But all others should see how can you use technology? How can you use Reels, IGTV, YouTube to leverage your amazing God-given talents? Start now. Start now. Think big. Act now. I'm now going to share with you the multiple pathways that you will have after graduation. After graduation, you can either take an academic route, do your MA, MCom, MSc, and specialize in a subject. There's a lot of scope for newer specializations, and each subject has a specific group of specializations that you could consider, which have a lot of scope for employability. If you want to proceed with academics, MPhil and PhD again is a phenomenal route because there's massive scope for education and research. Then there are professional opportunities. After your undergraduation, you can move into MTech, MBA, MCA, Masters in Information Technology, BEd, MEd, advertising, journalism, public relations, social work, law, filmmaking, design, hospitality, travel, tourism, so much more. So you can move into a professional field right after your bachelor's, and you can see which of these will bring out the best in you. Then there are a lot of competitive exams which you could prepare for if that matches with your aspirations, with your aptitudes. And these are combined defense service exam, which would take you into the Army, Navy, Air Force, civil services, forest services, Indian Economic Services, Statistical Services, Bank PO, Reserve Bank of India, A and B grade, NABARD, SIDBI. Lot of scope in all of these, and it's essential to actually see which would bring out your talent, which would showcase your excellence. Because if you take up the right fit, if you go for your dream career, you will find that very quickly you will be a leader in your field. You'll establish a name. The preparations should start right away, and a lot of understanding of what aspects you should study, what employability skills you should develop. And so start planning from now. For civil services, I would like to say, as it's a very competitive exam, it's important to have a fallback option. And the fallback option could be a professional course of your choice. Alongside, take up other entrance exams like Bank PO, Reserve Bank of India, NABARD, SIDBI, because they're all administrative in nature. They will give you a launch pad into civil services as well. So keep in mind, very good, related plan B, which is a backup for your plan A. Now, specializations in subjects will also lead to great jobs. Each subject has at least 5 or 6 trending specializations today. And if you combine 2 subjects, like combine psychology and economics, you have behavioral economics. Combine maths and history, you have clear dynamics. I'll be talking about these. So combinations of subjects like psychology and biology, or physics and philosophy, etc., lead to very, very interesting career paths. This is something I want all of you to look at very carefully. It's a report by Microsoft called The Future Computed. In this report, Microsoft says that if AI is to reach its potential in serving humans, then every engineer will need to learn more about liberal arts, and every liberal arts major will need to learn more about engineering. And that is why all engineering courses today have made some subject of liberal arts compulsory for you to study, so that interdisciplinarity is important, and it can be through formal learning or informal learning, but an understanding across the spectrum is absolutely vital, because now there has been a very quick transition from STEM to STEAM, from science, technology, engineering, and math to science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. So it's STEAM now. Arts has also been integrated with science, technology, engineering, and math. So liberal arts are shining in the age of artificial intelligence. Every tech company like Facebook, Google, Instagram, LinkedIn, Microsoft are hiring 20% professionals from the background of liberal arts and psychology, economics. Why psychology? Because psychology humanizes the robots. So does liberal arts. It's called humanities. They humanize technology. It has to be high touch before high tech. So the social quotient is very, very important. So keep this in mind, students, and widen the scope of your knowledge to touch on different elements and bring them together with your core subject of specialization. Let's look at careers available from all subjects. Because of COVID, there will be digital transformations in each field and very, very fast transformations leading to disruptions. Now, disruptions is a very important term that has come into our lives. Disruption is when one technology replaces another technology. Take, for example, a smartphone. A smartphone has replaced cameras, video cameras, laptops to a great extent, calendars, timepieces, and so on. It's so integrated in this. So, with disruptive technologies, we find newer products and newer processes, newer approaches of working. Let's quickly see the digital transformations here in advertising and corporate communication, especially post-COVID. We have digital marketing, and digital marketing has overtaken traditional forms of advertising. In art and design, we have digital art, digital design, UI, that is user interface, user experience. We have fintech, accounts, analytics, banking, and finance have combined beautifully with technology, with AI for becoming a globalized fintech sector. In business management, e-commerce is trending. For career guidance as well, it's totally on an e-platform to reach larger numbers. We have apps to guide you like the ICS Career GPS. In civil services, it's e-governance. Computers and IT you can take from any subject. For computer applications, you should have studied math or computers, but at an informal level through platforms like Khan Academy, Microsoft, Google, Coursera, Udemy, anyone can study this. So computer applications, animations, graphics has a lot of scope. Defense Services Army, Combined Defense Service exam is open to you from all subject streams. For Navy and Air Force, you should have had physics and math. Now moving from there to education. Education, particularly post-COVID, has combined with technology, has combined with artificial intelligence to become a very, very vast field. Challenge is we've got to reduce or bridge the digital divide. But education today requires passionate teachers to really make an impact because the destiny of India is being shaped in her classroom. The hospitality sector was trending. It has seen a dip, but some newer fields have come because of the adversities. And one of them is cloud kitchen. Cloud kitchen is a multi-billion-dollar post-COVID industry. Here, if you love culinary arts, you love cooking, you have a high-tech kitchen, you curate wonderful menus, and then Swiggy can deliver them to whoever has ordered it for a very fine dining experience. Likewise, insurance, law, mass communication, psychology, performing arts, social work, sports, all of these can be accessed from any subject stream. They've all gone digital. The biggest example is sports. During COVID lockdown, sports became universally an esports activity to the extent that universities are now designing BBA in esports management. So there's very, very phenomenal change, vast change, fast change. It's important to keep track. It's like a treasure hunt. 85% of the specializations 10 years from now don't exist today. So how do you prepare for a future that is yet unknown? It's like a treasure hunt. You've got to keep tracking that development. So let's see careers today that did not exist yesterday. So we have culinary arts. Today there's a bachelor in culinary arts, but the newer specialization, which would be ideal for students who love chemistry, is molecular gastronomy. Molecular gastronomy is a specialization. AI, robotics, wellness specialists, digital marketing, forensic accounting, which is all about investigative accounting, behavioral economics and finance, where psychology is part of finance and economics. You've studied, for example, biology, you're keen on doing law. So after undergraduation in biology, you can specialize in genetics law. You've done computer science, you love computer science, interested in law, specialize in cyber law. So see how these beautiful combinations are working out. You have immense talent for film production, script writing, acting, web series production. Gives you amazing opportunities to really become a name in that field today. So what I want to do now is to show you in very few minutes what your world is going to be about. I'm going to show you a film on Careers 4.0. See this very carefully. Jot down the careers that don't make sense. Explore them, and we'll tell you how to explore them, because that is going to be among the 85% specializations that don't exist today. So let's watch Careers 4.0. Pooja? Pooja, are we going for Careers?
Yes, ma'am. Just give me one.
Meanwhile, do have questions ready. We'll be taking your questions in very few minutes, because after this,
There is one question in the chat box.
yes,
What is the name of that app you were talking about?
ICS Career GPS. We'll just put it in. You can
Please put it in the chat box so that students
put it in the chat
Yeah,
box
yeah,
and do
yeah.
download it. It will give you amazing information. Let's look at this. actually showed you a glimpse of the 10 years ahead of you. Much of it is happening. See, we are listening so much about cryptocurrency on the news today. And cryptocurrency is both controversial yet a reality. We are also looking up at age reversal. So, university in Israel has already worked out a 20-year age reversal. We are talking about living forever. Things that again is like a science fiction is very, very quickly coming into our lives. So I would now like to show you the post-COVID career trends so that you could actually keep in mind those specific specializations, and that will help you to make a choice. And this is alphabetically done. So there are going to be digital transformations in all career fields with hybrid and virtual worlds coming together. So it's not the new normal now, it's definitely just the normal. So the new normal has become the normal. So we have cyber law, genetics law. These are new specializations in law, which will lead to many, many challenging career opportunities with huge demand. Computer science, IT innovations, cyber security are big time. And here I can tell you, there's something called SaaS. SaaS is software as a service. Anybody who goes in to software as a service with IT security, full stack development, Android development, data analytics, Angular JS, Python, etc., will be in demand globally. And what is most beautiful is you can work from the comfort of your home. You don't have to be sitting in Silicon Valley today. So many of the people we are guided are sitting in cities in the country, that is in India, anywhere else, and working for Microsoft and Google and so on. So, computer, IT innovation, cybersecurity, if you bring any of this into your basic building block of a career, is going to take you places. Then, as I said, high touch before high tech. So, customer services managers, talent managers are trending. Data science analytics, again, is a massive field for great growth, lot of employment possibilities, and very good salaries. Digital media, marketing specialists, digital content writers, students, if you have a flair for language, become a digital content creator today. Go for web series production. So this activity can start earning you from now. Post-COVID, disaster management has increased in demand. Environmental sciences, environmental management, energy, ecology, sustainable development expertise, esports, financial risk management, actuarial science, fintech, behavioral finance, behavioral economics, game development and design, high-end engineering technology. A lot of engineers come to us and say, will we lose our jobs? Yes, lots of tech jobs will go, but many more will come up for those who upgraded their knowledge and upskilled. As I said, you've got to outsmart smart technology. So high-end engineering, which means the latest areas of research in each of your fields, be it civil, be it mechanical, mechatronics, space. Space is going to be one of the biggest fields for technology and future technology, energy technology. Then civil engineers say, what will happen to us? I can tell you that where civil engineering is concerned, architecture is concerned, post-COVID, we'll see many new trends. 3D printing, which has come into engineering and architecture, is going to lead to newer ways of transacting your knowledge. So high-end engineering technology, specializations, super specializations, upskilling is very important. All high-touch careers like teaching, training, wellness specialists, counselors, psychologists, caregivers will have maximum scope. So bring high touch with every aspect of your work, even in technology, bring in high touch. Healthcare, hospital administration. The good news is that bachelors and masters in healthcare and hospital administration, which used to be just offered by medical colleges and medical institutions for medical people, is now open to people from all subject combinations in places like, say, Apollo Hospital. So you can go for hospital administration. Hospitality, the new areas are cloud kitchens, staycations, then medicinal and organic farming, very big scope. Pharmacist, I was on some university management committee discussions, and they said that the biggest intake this year has been for students who did B Pharma. So people who do pharmacy, chemistry, specialized biochemistry, post-COVID is going to lead to a lot of research with regard to newer ways of testing, examining, newer medicines, newer vaccines. So this scope is going to grow. Space-related careers. So apart from space technology, you have space psychology, space medicine, space tourism will happen, space architecture will happen. So for architects, for civil engineers, there's a new scope in the field of space. Serial entrepreneurship is a wonderful aspect where with an entrepreneurial mindset, you will be able to shift tracks, change very quickly if a downtrend comes in your particular field. For example, people who are in the hospitality sector lost their jobs. They then moved on to cloud kitchen. Some of them started marketing various COVID related products like sanitizers, masks. So you have to be quick to change, and serial entrepreneurship requires an entrepreneur to keep changing and moving into newer fields. Scientific research will see many newer horizons. So science and research, scientific research will be in demand by research institutions, by consulting organizations. So a lot of scientists today are not only educationists, but they are consultants with big industry, because it is science that is driving technology. Science is driving products. I talked about UI and UX design, digital art. Presently, there's a fantastic exhibition on digital art in Toronto, which is showcasing Van Gogh's paintings. So if you have a sense of art, you're aesthetic, you study digital art, this will be such a wonderful field for you, because digital art will be there in education, in training, in entertainment across the board. So look at these wonderful post-COVID trends. There's a lot of scope for each one of you in these. Let's move on to the next important aspect, which I would like you to look at very, very carefully, and that is employability skills. 6 important employability quotients are necessary today, and these are the emotional quotient, social quotient, spiritual quotient, creative quotient. We'll come to that. So let's look at this. Specializations. I would like to take it first. So I again want to stress that to be future ready in a post-COVID career scenario, keep in mind that specialization in one field is not good enough. You have to bring building blocks of at least 2 specializations, like technology with design, economics and psychology, maths and history, cliodynamics. What is cliodynamics? Cliodynamics is history put across in a more specific, directive way. So, history is a study of the past to understand the present and predict the future. History repeats itself. So, in a VUCA world, a volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous world, you bring mathematical calculations to these trends, and you will be able to make more accurate predictions, leading to plan A, plan B, plan C. So you're future ready. So, likewise, please look at related specializations. So, students, I'm going to give you a tip right now, very important one. Whatever you may be studying, if you take up 3 courses, you will have a demand in all careers. So, whatever your specialization may be, whatever you're studying, from now, acquire 3 important areas of knowledge and skills. One is analytics. You can do a short program from Coursera or Udemy. Second is digital marketing. Digital marketing courses are available on Google, Coursera, Udemy. Third is design thinking. Design thinking is something every professional should have as a knowledge and skill. It is about empathizing with a particular problem which people face. So it brings in understanding of that problem and developing a product or process to deal with the problem so that there is ease of living for the people. An example, a group of students realized that people in villages who suffered from diabetes could not use their insulin because they did not have proper refrigeration. So they created a beautiful, neat pack, refrigeration pack, which was powered by rechargeable batteries. And this then became their lifeline. So something as small as this, a product which is needed, which will help people, is what design thinking is all about. So these 3 programs are definitely going to give you an edge. And a lot of HR managers have advised us that if students study this, their demand in the market will be high, they'll have a competitive edge. So let's look at studies abroad at present as well. Some of you may want to go and study abroad. And here, from now, identify the right course at the right campus, a course that will gel with you and the campus that is known for it. However, education abroad is very expensive. Look at the cost benefit analysis because fees are exorbitant, between 30 to 50 lakhs with stay. The good news is that at the postgraduate level, there are many more scholarships. So many of these scholarships are offered by the countries, by their respective universities, or by the Ministry of HR. For example, you have the Commonwealth Scholarships of Britain, which are offered through the Ministry of HR's Department of Education. So you have many, many scholarships on offer. So keep looking out for them. Our Facebook page, ICS Career GPS, regularly reflects all the latest campuses. Students, it's also important to look at placement scenario. So you may spend money, you may go and study out, but it's no fun if you don't have jobs on offer. So these are the countries which are offering excellent post-study work visa opportunities. Australia, Canada, Ireland, New Zealand, UK, and US. All the students we've guided who got here for their studies have got wonderful jobs and they're doing really, really well because the educational background that they had in India was then leveraged through the higher education in those countries. They got a global outlook, they got employability skills, and they got fantastic jobs. So back to employability skills, which we also showed you in that video on Careers 4.0. These are very, very important. Social, emotional, creative, spiritual, tech, and intelligence quotient. These develop through a number of extracurricular activities, group activities, uh, courses like internships. But when it comes to spiritual quotient, I would recommend some time daily to reflect. Yoga is very helpful. So that reflection will enhance your spiritual quotient. It's so, so important to connect our inner universe with the outer universe. We get so engaged with internet that we tend to ignore our inner net. So just connect with yourself, reflect, ask the questions: who am I? Where am I? Where do I want to be? How do I get there? What do I need to get there? Intelligence quotient is not just about aptitude in analytical or logical reasoning. It's about applying your knowledge in creative ways, connecting the dots. Social quotient has two very important aspects: intrapersonal and interpersonal. Intrapersonal is self smart, knowing yourself, appreciating yourself. That's so, so important for high self esteem. It's only when you appreciate yourself that you can appreciate others. So, intrapersonal and interpersonal, wonderful interaction with people, being a good team leader. Emotional quotient is about, again, understanding your emotions, being able to regulate them, expressing them. Please express your emotions. It's so important to do that. And if you feel stress and tension, like all of us have felt, anxiety, please reach out. You've got Professor Madhurima Pradhan heading this department, who's an eminent psychologist. She and her team will be ever ready to guide you and to help you. Creative quotient is about, as I said, design thinking. Thinking out of the box, daire se bahar sochna is very important. Be a thought leader and imagineer. Think differently. Connect the dots. So if you do this regularly, you'll be perfectly ready for the career of your choice and for success in it. So the way ahead would be to make a strategic plan, anticipate and constantly track change in the VUCA world, develop a growth mindset, go beyond stereotypes, be curious, be explorers, go beyond the atlas, acquire in demand knowledge and skills as a lifelong learner, and design a unique career portfolio that will bring together the building blocks of all your talents. So you could be, for example, an engineer who's a teacher, a professor, a writer, an actor, a lawyer who loves writing or who's an anchor. You can bring building blocks together. I would love to give the example of Ambassador Nirupama Rao. She was in the Indian Foreign Service, loved singing. She was ambassador in US and she gave concerts. She wrote books, poetry, and after her retirement recently, she launched the South Asian Symphony Orchestra for Youth for Peace. So, you'll have many, many opportunities in life. I would say each one of you will have at least 5 fantastic innings. So enjoy the journey. Plan for tomorrow, but live for today. Live for today, enjoy every moment, have that joyousness in your journey, which will then inspire other co travelers with you. So prepare for and challenge the future today to lead the change and create a better tomorrow. This is what I want to give you as a take home. Prepare for, challenge the future today to lead change and create a better tomorrow. Students, I'll pause for questions, but before that, please remain connected. Uh, Connect with us, icscareersonline.com. Your user ID is ICS Guidance, password ICS member. This is for free, no payments, provided you use this user ID and password. Our Facebook page has very important information up every day on education, on careers, announcements about new courses, new careers, scholarships. So ICS Career GPS Facebook page will give you a wealth of timely information, particularly in a digital economy. Now, I hope you have started the process of downloading our app, the features of which would be clarity about your careers in 3 simple steps and getting to know courses, campuses, specialization, pathways, and we hope you'll find this really, really useful. It's in Hindi and English, so you can take whichever language you want. And anytime you need any support, I am delighted to be an honorary advisor for the Department of Careers, ICS team, and we are there with you for any support and help that we can give you. With that, thank you so much, students. And I'd like to say that the Lucknow University has launched thousands and thousands of students very successfully into careers. Today's news was that the Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh is an alumni of the Lucknow University. I wish each of you great success to become stars in your field. And as you journey to become that star in your field, I wish you happiness, health, wellness, and well being. I'm open to questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for a wonderful session. And I hope students have learned a lot how they can combine the interest in the diverse fields. And you very rightly said that a specialization in one field is not good enough for future jobs. So they are really, you have just sparkled their, give a spark to them, and they would just like to think how they can make their career and different areas. And I would appreciate if Nidhi can moderate if there are certain questions in the chat box. Engineer Nidhi, are you listening to me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'll just read out the questions one by one.
Yes, please.
Okay, ma'am.
Let's
One question is there, ma'am, from Anand Tiwari.
Yes.
How can we analyze ourselves? In which field we can do our best?
Anand, I'm so happy you asked this question because I'd like to emphasize again, the journey starts by knowing yourself. Know what your aptitudes are. They're very important. Know your interests, what you love doing. Your talents need to be identified. And along with that, your aspiration. What is it that you want to do? Because I believe today, when there's a world of opportunities, you can virtually become what you want. There are multiple ways of acquiring the knowledge and skills. So put 3 things together. Put together your aptitudes, interests, talents, aspirations, along with knowledge about the career that would bring all of these elements together. And there are many, many careers at the intersection. If you go through our app, through very few questions, you will get to know 3 or 4 careers which will be ideal for you. Then you do a deep dive और गहराई से देखिए. और जब आप गहराई से देखेंगे तो आप फिर प्रायोरिटाइज कर पाएंगे कि हमारे लिए सबसे अच्छा क्या है. दूसरी बात, as we journey in life, we change and the environment keeps changing. So you constantly have to see what next. It's not like today you enter a career and you'll end with that. There'll be 5 different possibilities in your life. There'll be 5 or 6 innings in your life. So keep tracking the changes and accordingly shift tracks with the proper preparation. Don't make any hasty decision. It has to be well thought through and throughout build up on knowledge and skills. So our app will begin to guide you about what would be best. Can we have the next question?
Yes, ma'am.
Next
Ma'am,
question.
the next question is again from Anand Tiwari himself. He's asking you about, can you please tell some of the scholarship programs to study abroad? Scholarship programs to study abroad.
All right, Anand, it depends which class you are in, whether you are doing your bachelor's or master's, but every university has a scholarship program. For example, the big ones are the Erasmus scholarships. So Erasmus scholarships are for studying in European countries and their universities. Commonwealth scholarships are excellent for studying in UK. Then in addition to that, if you look at US has scholarships for people who go for research and scholarships for people who go for studies. For example, if you go to Cornell University, there's Tata Scholarship. So Tata scholarships will then pay for your fee and for your stay. If you go to Canada and you go to the University of British Columbia, you have the International Leader of Tomorrow Scholarship. So there are lots of scholarships. Just do a quick research. If you're, for instance, interested in UK, you go to the British Council website. It will give you a list of scholarships which are offered by Cambridge, Oxford, London School of Economics, King's College, foundations. Likewise, every university abroad will give you a list of the scholarships. I mentioned a few for you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for answering this. Next question is how to differentiate between our interests and hobbies.
All right. So if you had a long-term hobby, it is definitely related to your interest. So interests and hobbies do intersect. So I would recommend that see where that the intersection of interest and hobbies lie, but you can have others. So supposing your interest and hobby both are photography, but you are also interested in philanthropic work. So then you go and do some philanthropic work or work with NGOs. So they can be together, they can be separate. You just need to identify what these are. Taking note of them is important. Can we have?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. The next question is from Shraddha Mishra. Hello, ma'am. Nowadays, many people are approaching us for direct selling and they tell us about their great industry. Is it right to join as a student there for part-time?
There are a lot of excellent part-time jobs. So if it's something that you would enjoy doing, which would develop your skills, which would develop some knowledge, by all means do it. But make sure that the company that you're going into is a well-established one, not a fly-by-night one, because many have been cheated. They have done the work. A lot of it has been online, but they've not been paid at the end of it. So have clarity about the job. Make sure the terms and conditions are properly signed and agreed upon, and that the company has a standing in the market. Just be careful and definitely take up all of this because it will help to build your employability skills. It will give you an idea of what is required at the workplace.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. There is another question from Shrishti Sharma. If we are pursuing something of our interests and if we don't gain much of wealth in it, so how to deal with it? And also how to convince our parents to let us pursue our interests rather than something which is trending. Or maybe she's trying to say which is traditional or conventional, I think.
That's right. So I have found that parents want the best for their children, but things have changed so fast that very often parents are not aware of the changes. So I think it's important to, number one, have a conversation with your parents, inform them what you're planning to do, what the future is. They will quickly understand. And your department of guidance and counseling and ICS would be very happy to talk to your parents at any time. And once we've spoken to them, we found that there's always fullest support. Every success story has one common denominator, and that is the person who's been successful invariably says that I could be successful because my parents believed in me, my parents encouraged me, my parents helped me to realize my dream. So, parents play a very important role. Open channels of communication with them, have discussions among you, your parents, along with the counselor, the career counselor in your university. You're welcome to come to the Institute for Career Studies as well. We'll be happy to guide you. So we have to prepare you for your future, not our past. That is the message for every significant adult in our lives, that the future, especially in the fourth industrial revolution with careers 4.0, is going to be very different to what we had. So we've got to prepare for that. And we've got to definitely inform parents and convince them that we are on the right track.
Thank you so much, ma'am. There is another question from Utsav Baranwal. He's asking you how to cope up with the low confidence that comes with the fallback. You talked about fallback, like that.
Actually, fallback option should be very, very closely connected to your aptitudes and interests. You have to follow your heart. You cannot take a fallback which is not essentially you. So, what do I mean by fallback? Supposing you're going for civil services, you have to have a safety net for any competitive exam. So, that could be a professional course which would definitely be a course that you'd love to do later as a career as well. It could be engineering, it could be law, teaching, management, media. So, supposing you're a person who do very well in law, you would not like a fallback in banking. So, make sure that the fallback or the plan B is very closely aligned with your plan A. Remember, I talked about building blocks. You have to put together building blocks in your unique career portfolio. The 2 or 3 things that you'd love to do. All of us have many true callings in life, not one. And we need to realize all those true callings in life. There's a beautiful Sanskrit word called swadharma. Swadharma is finding your purpose in life. Many of us move from swadharma to paraidharma, where we get a job which is not deeply connected with our aptitudes, our passion, our interests. We do well enough. We earn money, but something is missing. What is missing is santushti, deep inner happiness. So please make sure that everything you do is aligned to bringing out the best in you. And today it is possible. Next question.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. There is another question from anonymous attendee. Should it be necessary to learn new technologies when we have lesser time for getting a job?
Actually, you need to pick up new technology on a very regular basis. You have to allocate some time to pick it up. As head of my institution, I've been picking it up. And it's so easy today. It's not like rocket science. So, for example, when IGTV came in, I picked up the techniques, started using it, though I had a lot of people in my team who could do it. When Reels came in, I started doing that. I learned the latest tool of editing. So, basic technology, which you got to use in the workplace, which is absolutely essential. You must pick it up, and it's not difficult. Like practice makes perfect.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. The next question is how to get over the bad habit of laziness. And I think the person is asking about procrastination, like thinking more about various options and not doing anything regarding that.
Yes, that again is something all of us have faced at some point of time in our lives. I think it's important to have a list of priorities. It's very important. So list down all that you need to do and then prioritize. Prioritize would mean go through the list and see which is a must. So number one is the must do. Number two is the should do. Number three is the could do. Now, a lot of us spend much more time on the coulds. They eat up our time. They're time gobblers. And I have found among students today, the biggest could that eats up the time, and I know you will already have it in your mind, is gaming, is social media. That gaming addiction, the social media addiction takes away hours of our time. So I would say everything is good in moderation. So if you plan well, must, should, and could, and if you study in an active way, not a passive way, active studying is reading for a while, recalling the key points and writing. Read, recall, write, read, recall, write. Take exercise. Factor in time for your sake, for yourself, for your relaxation. You know, mind breaks are very important. Spend time with people who are positive. Don't go anywhere near toxic people. So be with positive people in a positive environment. If you're stressed, talk about it. Talk about it to anybody who's close to you. So regulate your life in a way where you take care of the essentials, and relaxation is a part of the essential. And take adequate rest, nutritious food, and nutritious diet. So managing your life, your health, your wellness, your well-being is very important. Once you're aware of it and you follow some techniques like I've told you, it will work.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Let me just read the question. Next question is, ma'am, from your experience and observations, please suggest how we should analyze the future scope of any technology or career.
That's a nice question. The way we do the analysis of future scope is that we see what is trending today, what is likely to be a disruption, and what is likely to then follow. So we track the changes. We do some futuristic thinking, and organizations like the Institute for Career Studies do it. So what I put out for you is based on a lot of research for the post-COVID career areas. So if you're in touch with us, with our website, with our Facebook, you'll keep getting to know. Also keep reading regularly. So for example, if you're on LinkedIn, LinkedIn regularly brings out a lot of very interesting information. A group which you could follow is the World Economic Forum. Become a member of World Economic Forum also. They do a lot of futuristic thinking and sharing of what the trends could be. So you have to be tracking this. Read, track, talk to people in the field. That is how you know.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I think there are no more questions. I would like to call upon further.
Before that, Nidhi, I have a request. Can we do a
Yes, ma'am,
Mentimeter
sure.
very quickly? That's technology which we've learned. My colleague who has very ably supported this entire webinar, That is Miss
Yes,
Pooja Ahuja, who is our general manager, a senior career counselor, who's multifaceted. Thank you, Pooja. So we'll do a Mentimeter. We'll put this out as a link. And when you copy the link, you could just write your major take homes. What was your take home from today's session? What did you find useful? Did it help you? Did you gain more knowledge? So we love your feedback, and you'll see how, like magic, it will start coming up. So Pooja ma'am has already put the link, and like you to put at least 3 thoughts or ideas of what your experience was, your key takeaways. So you just have to
sure.
click the link and start writing.
Sure, ma'am. I would request all the students to please click on the link and give a feedback about their key takeaways from this session.
Thank you so much.
Students, please do that.
This will be a great, great honor for me. I shall always cherish it. So please note down.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Just keep writing.
It's our pleasure. It's our honor, ma'am, to have you here.
Thank you. So students, please keep writing. Looking forward to it. Maybe Professor Madhurima, you could start. Nidhi ji, you could write. Students, just take that link and start using Mentimeter. It's a lot of fun. Various scholarships, multiple career options, stress management, wonderful. See how nicely it's coming up. Let's have some more. This is the best takeaway from me. Your thoughts, your feedback is the best for me. Amazing, wonderful, great. Thank you. Wow. You know, my happiness quotient is going higher looking at this. Thank you. Stress relief, good, nice, scholarships, amazing, positive guide, wonderful, Imagineering, holoportation, that will happen very soon. You love it. So you could holoport yourself to family members who are not in Lucknow. Future vision, stay positive, new technologies. See, amazing is bigger because the more people who write amazing or inspiring or whatever, it will become bigger and bigger. Wonderful, great, super, Imagineering. I'm so impressed. I'm so touched, so honored. This is absolutely fabulous. Thank you. Analyzing ourselves, stress relief, amazing, wonderful, great, inspiring, knowledgeable, future opportunities, methodical. Sabhi, I love that. Sabhi, सब कुछ अच्छा लगा. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. सबकी, वो मेरे लिए बहुत फेवरेट वर्ड है उधर. और बताइए, let's have more.
I just want to take a pic of that, ma'am.
Yes.
Really amazing.
Ma'am,
Yes.
we will send you the picture.
You please
Yeah.
take a few
And
pics and send us the
I'm so
picture.
happy, students. I promise you, the end of the webinar is going to be the beginning of a journey. My team at ICS and I will always be there supporting this wonderful career department in your university under the dynamic and very, very inspiring, empathetic leadership of Professor Madhurima and her team. I'm truly
Thank you,
grateful.
ma'am. Thank you so
Okay.
much. You have spoken so well. आपने इतने अच्छे तरह से बताया और students ने इतना connect किया, and with the COVID scenario, how they can think and how they can analyze themselves, and एक उनको एक रास्ता मिला कि if they have any query, they can contact you. They can contact anybody in the Counseling and Guidance Cell. Or this is just a beginning, the first webinar in engineering department, and we would definitely have many more in the future to come. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thanks a lot for sparing your time, for being here, ma'am. Thank
If
you.
everybody comes on, we can have a great photograph also.
Yes, yes.
Sab aa jaye, then we can take a picture.
You can put on your video camera and we can have a photograph.
Prateek ji, Pooja, we want you also. Gaurav, Akanksha, Pragati, सब लोग आ जाए. बहुत अच्छा. Oh wow, so good to see you all. बहुत ही खुशी हो रही है सबसे मिलके virtually. Pooja, Can we have you please, Prateek ji,
Yes, ma'am. Just
Gaurav? Yes, Pooja, aa jaiye, that we are ready with such a beautiful frame now. Pooja is coming. There you are. Thank you,
Yes.
everybody. Big smile.
Thank you, Pooja. Thank everyone of the ICS team. They have managed the session so well.
thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. It was wonderful to be with you all. Done.
Please share the pics. Didi,
Yeah.
please share the pics.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. I'll do it.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Once again, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
I would
Namaskar.
like to ask Akanksha and Pragati to present a formal vote of thanks to both the eminent personalities present here and all the participants also.
Can't hear you.
You are not audible, Akansha.
आवाज नहीं
You
आ
are
रही.
not audible.
Akanksha, you can continue. You are not audible still. Just
There
let
is
me
some-
check, ma'am. Let me check once.
Akansha, you can remove your hand free and speak directly, maybe.
Maybe you can remove your lead and speak directly. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah, ma'am. I think it's
Thank you, ma'am, for clearing our doubts in best possible way. Ma'am, now I am audible.
Yes.
Yes, you are audible.
Thank you, ma'am, for clearing our doubts in best possible way and enlightening us with the new paradigm that can help us successfully to navigate these changes. Now, I would like to call Pragati for further continuation.
Good afternoon, everyone over here. Honorable Speaker, Mrs. Amrita Das, respected Madhurima Pradhan ma'am, respected faculties, and all the participants. I am Pragati, and I'm going to present the vote of thanks for today's webinar. Today has really been a day of learning. It taught us how to seize any opportunity. I would like to thank our guest speaker, Mrs. Amrita Das, and a leading educationist and career consultant of the country for bestowing us with great knowledge and expertise she has. In times like these, every day is full of anxiety and fear. And a webinar like this is like a ray of hope and fulfillment. She has directed us with different paths one could walk into. I am pretty sure the precious knowledge that ma'am has given us will definitely help us in choosing the various career options and making future plans accordingly. Once again, I would thank ma'am for taking out time from her busy schedule and come over here in such a short notice of time. Next, I would like to thank Professor Madhurima Pradhan ma'am, Director of Counselling and Guidance Cell, and her team for their work towards the students of University of Lucknow. They aim to develop full potential, psychological immunity, and skills of students to enhance their employability in challenging situations. I would also like to pay my thanks to the organizing team, especially the faculties, for their great enthusiasm and devotion, who organized this webinar, uh, invited the needed delegates, and made this event a great success. And lastly, thanks a bunch to all the students present over here for paying their attention, time, and learning and making this session interactive. I would end up here by speaking good health and wellness to all of you. Stay safe. All the best and thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Nice, nice.
Beautifully spoken, Pragati. Thank
Huh,
you.
Thank
very
you,
well
ma'am.
spoken. Thank you. Thank you all. Thanks
Thank
all
you
the
so much,
students.
ma'am.
And look
Thank you so
forward-
much, ma'am. I would also like to thank both the ma'ams, ma'am Amrita ma'am and Madhurima ma'am, for joining this session and making this such a great success. It would not have been possible without you two. I don't know how to express my gratitude towards you both.
No, you
Thank
have
you so much for
conducted the whole
joining. And
webinar wonderfully, and all was very well. Thanks.
Beautifully coordinated.
Yeah, very well coordinated.
Lovely working with you.
Yeah.
And I was so happy that despite the short notice, we could work it so beautifully with the large audience of very, very active students, interactive students, and looking forward to being with you for
Yeah.
further activities.
Many more sessions, ma'am. We'll
Many
coordinate
more
and
sessions,
connect
ma'am.
with you.